with Confessions of Seven-Figure Realtors, where I invite seven-figure realtors to share their struggles and secrets of success so that you can learn and earn more as well. So today with me is Oliviya. Oliviya, I'm so happy to have you with me today, and I really want to interview her. I'm seeing her since like 5-6 years. I saw how she grew, and the most important thing that inspires me about her that she's a single woman and mother of 3, very young age. She's herself very young. So Oliviya, tell me a little bit how it's different being a woman and being a realtor like than a man.
Well, I don't know what it's like to be a man, but I think a woman organizes a lot more, especially having to, be a mother, be a parent, be a boss, be a team leader, and then, sell real estate. So there's a lot of organization, and I think that's the biggest difference. I think a man does an amazing job as well, but a woman has to pay attention to more detail, and I think they have a lot more to do.
Yes, but being a mother, like women, and then being a mother of young kids, and then being a single mom. So what struggles you have faced in this journey?
Oh my goodness. Well, I was a teenager when I got pregnant with my first daughter. And of course it was a beautiful, happy accident, but now she's almost 18 years old. So I'm 36, I have an 18-year-old, I have a 12-year-old, and an 11-year-old. And at this point, they're more self-sufficient, but I've done a great job. I mean, my oldest daughter has gotten into every university that she's applied to, and straight A student, so I'm very proud of her. I'm proud of all my children, and yes, it's a very big balance, but it's important to, I always say I take a $500,000 pay cut per year to be able to stay home, have dinner with them every single night and not work as much as I could, just because I'd rather have the pay cut and do a great job with my family as well.
Otherwise, at the end, what we are here for.
Exactly.
So which kind of support you were having when you were struggling, running for showing properties, and your children are young? So what kind of support you were having that may somebody don't have, or maybe how you will say like something you were very good at managing that other women needs to hear? They are in the same situation, kind of, they want to grow, want to have some dream in their life, but they don't know how to balance it out.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, at the time where I started my career when I was 19 years old, and I did not do well, of course, in my first year. I only made $12,000, and all I did was leases, and there's a story as to why I got successful, but in the meantime, the support that I got was I took a risk and I hired a nanny because I was a single mom with 3 kids when I was pregnant with my 3rd child. And so even though I didn't have the money for the nanny, I knew that there was no way I could work without that. And actually my current assistant, who is now licensed, she actually would take care of my 4-day-old, my 5-day-old child, so I can run out for an hour to come back, cook, clean, take care of them. It was a very big struggle.
So which multivitamins you take?
Believe it or not, I actually have a health disorder. I'm not even allowed vitamins. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's all about energy. Like it said, like we have this much time, but if we are drained, it doesn't matter how much time we have, right?
For sure.
It's very important to take care of yourself as well, doing all the things. So tell me, what brought you into real estate? Why not something else but real estate?
So my father was in the diamond industry, and as much as he wanted me to join him, I always said I want to be in the real world. And to me, that was, I get to choose what my life and my day looks like every single day. And if I'm not waiting for someone to come and make me money or to purchase a diamond, as an example. If I feel like making money, I want to be able to have the right to just go out and do it. So I wanted every day to look different, and I wanted to meet different people every single day. So that's why I chose real estate. But originally it was going to be law. I wanted to be a lawyer and fight in the courtroom. That's what I wanted.
So did you ever feel like coming into real estate was a wrong decision for you?
Yes, in my first year. I did, because I realized how many people lied. And I think that wasn't so much real estate, but walking into that real world, as I said I wanted to be in, I was still a child. I was 19 years old walking into the business, and I was the youngest realtor in Ontario at the time, and I didn't know what adults were like. And you really have to learn people's personality and adjust yours to be able to speak to them and connect with them. And that took me a little bit to learn, because a 19-year-old is just a child.
So your family was supportive at that time when you said, like, I am just teenager, I am the mother of one child as well, but this is what I want to do?
No, not at all.
Really?
No. They didn't care what I was going to be, what I was going to do. I don't think they necessarily believed that I was going to be successful in my life, but I always did.
That's great.
And to me, I believe success is a choice, and it was a choice for me. I think happiness is a choice. I think success is a choice. And
failure too.
it is, absolutely. And I remember, like, even telling my parents, you know, for the first time when I sold a house, like, they weren't really happy. And now that I'm building a house, it was kind of funny. I didn't tell my father until I was about 6 months into building. And he goes, is it true? Like, I heard that you're building a house. And I said, yeah. And he's like, seriously? Really? I go, yeah. So now, you know, I don't necessarily show off all my success or even look for that approval anymore, as long as I have my own. So that's really, really important to me.
Because most of the time, the people we love, we are surrounded by our family, we think they should encourage us, they should understand our vision, they should support us. But most of the time, it doesn't happen.
No, but also having, you know, that desire and acceptance from other people. Once you give it to yourself, or, you know, a lot of people say that cliche, you have to love yourself first, but even being your own best friend first, I think is so important. So if you want to be successful and it's your belief, then I believe it'll happen. Like yesterday, my daughter was getting her G2 license, and I was kind of worried because she took my car and all that. And I said to her right before I left the car, you already have it. You already have it. You have your license. Call me when you get it. But you already have it. Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's all about positivity. And you know what? If you're down, I listen to motivational videos to get me back up. Like, it is a job to constantly be happy, but do you want that, or do you want to be sad?
Yes,
so I think it's important.
It's a daily thing. I also have to do that.
Of course.
Yeah, we have to inspire and motivate us every day and remind our message, our why. Actually, that's what I want to say.
Our why, yeah.
Not our why. So tell me now, we are talking and a lot of women will be seeing us. They will be struggling. They want to be there, follow their dreams and build the life they want. What message you want to give them so they are a little bit ready that what they're going to face if they really want to have it, committed?
I think the most important lesson that I've learned, that I always keep and I tell and I try to encourage other people is, people or the world or the country or, you know, your partner or anyone, parents, they can take almost everything away from you. It's possible to have everything taken away from you, but no one can take away what you have in here and then in here. And so for me, it was really important that, you know, knowledge is power, or, you know, believing, or, you know, I've lost everything in my life a few times, but if you fall back, make sure you fall on your back so you can get up and look up.
Les Brown.
Yes, that is my favorite motivational speaker, but it's so important because, I mean, I can listen to that over and over again, but it really is true.
Other than having this, listening to this motivational speaker, anything you do like that you want to mention here?
You know, I read a lot. I go to the gym a lot. I don't allow myself to stay in a depressive state of mind for longer than a few minutes. Like, I'll meditate. I'll talk to myself. You know, I'll do things that make me happy. I'll, you know, go for a walk, go for a run, go watch something that changes my mood, things like that. You know, spend time with the children. I bought 3 cats during COVID. I was very bored.
You were crying. Your cat is still alive?
My cat is still alive. The doctor suggested that I put her down. And this is kind of a shock to him. He cried when I said this to him. I said, you know what, the next time I buy a purse for myself, I'm going to feel very terrible knowing that I spent that on a purse but not on trying to save my cat's life. And he goes, I still don't understand. And I said, let me explain it to you. I was a teen mom, and then my husband left me when I was, you know, pregnant with my second kid, and then he came back. I got pregnant with my third kid, and then he was gone when I was pregnant with my third child. And I made a deal with God. That's just whether you believe in God or the universe or spirituality. I made this deal that I said, God, if you just give me enough money to take care of my children, to feed them, then I promise I'm going to be a really good person, a really good human, a really good mom. And so these children are dependent on me. So when I got my cats, they are dependent on me, even though they're little tiny animals and they're super cute. And so I said to my doctor, I go, this is my dependent. This is like a little child of mine. And it's my job to take care of it unless it's suffering. And he just got into tears and he goes, okay, now I understand why you're such a good person. I went through my struggles, of course.
Yeah. So now we'll take a little break and come back and we'll talk more about real estate. You want to buy leads and everybody is calling me and inboxing me that they want to have more leads. But do you know that leads are not the deals? They are one component and the part of the whole process. There are a lot of things that we have to do before, at, and after when we're generating leads. So I would strongly suggest, if you're looking to grow your business, first sit down with some professional and craft a clear strategy and which kind of clients you want to work with. So instead of saying buy, sell, invest, lease with me, choose a clear niche you want to work with and use that language around your profiles, around your content, and use those language and messaging and designing and the brand you're building around into your ad campaigns before you will start going for lead generation. So if you want to learn more about that, go to my website poojakiran.com and click on the button saying deals on demand, and let's see if you are good fit for that program and we can work together and I can help you to grow your business fast.
Hi, my name is Yusuf. I'm a headshot and portrait photographer based out of Toronto. As a real estate agent, it's incredibly important for you to have great images. People make their mind and how they feel about you just from your picture. So it's not something you should overlook. Your picture makes or breaks, and I think that when you have a great picture, you make it a lot easier for people to pick up the phone and call you and ask you questions and feel that they can trust you. If you do your marketing and coaching with Oliviya, who is an incredible marketing coach for real estate agents, you get a special bonus when you shoot with me. My company's name is YMA Photo, so it's YMAPHOTO. Please reach out. We will include the website. We will include the coupon code if you are Oliviya's client, and you will get a special bonus for being her student or client when it comes to your marketing. I look forward to working with you.
Are you tired of wearing misfitting suits? I mean, longer or shorter sleeves, hanging off from the shoulders, too short from the hips, or too tight and loose around the waist, or pants that are simply too long. The problem is that wearing such suits, instead of enhancing your personality, spoil it and create a lousy impression about you. And I'm sure that's not your intention when you're wearing a suit, especially for those important and critical meetings where you can't afford to look less than perfect and where perfect is the only choice. Listen, if you want to look confident and want to feel comfortable, then you definitely need a carefully crafted, custom-tailored suit especially made for you. If you think you deserve it, give us a call at 1855 888 2294, because that's what we do. We put you in a suit that suits you the best. Call 1855 888 2294 to book your free styling consultation and take advantage of our special offer for new clients now.
So Oliviya, you mentioned like first year you just made 12,000.
Yeah.
So now you are crossing like 7-figure realtor. So what is the difference between that Oliviya and today's Oliviya, or what you did that other people should know?
For me, my biggest competitor is myself. So as much as I want to know what my competitors are doing out there or other big teams, I want to just be better than myself last year. So each year, as long as I grow my income and I change my goals to being a little bit higher, then I know I'm doing well. So, I went from 12,000 to 50,000 to 100 to 500 to a million plus. And I think how the person that I am today, I'm not nervous. I'm very confident. Of course, I have the knowledge. I know exactly what to do. But I also still love it. I really love real estate. I love helping people. And I still find beauty in helping, the first-time home buyers and the multi-million-dollar homes. Like, I still have a passion for it all. But I think it's the confidence, the knowledge, and just really, choose 5 other people that really inspire you in your life, and kind of see what they do, and a lot of the time they'll give you their playbook because you'll do it different anyways. I also love teaching, so having a team of my own with 8 people, I get to kind of spread my wings and see them grow and see them do well, and help them with their clients, and they help me with mine. So there's a huge difference, but I think as long as I grow every year to be better than who I was last year, then I'm growing.
That's cool. So if somebody is new realtor, what is the number one thing they should start with? So
making a list of everyone that they know, and who they like and who likes them, and who they can actually pick up the phone to and have a conversation about. It doesn't have to be real estate. It could be about anything. But the people that are in your database have to be people that you can actually, pick up the phone to and talk to. So that's the first thing.
is it true with people says like don't start, or the people you already know or your circle, they never buy from you in first year? When you're successful, they come to you.
I kind of agree with that, actually. And you know what? To this day, you can be successful, and a lot of, close people, the people that you think are going to buy with you, sometimes they don't. And, I see that with my team sometimes. Their first disappointment when a friend or brother-in-law or whoever purchases a home with a new realtor, or, they walk into an open house and buys it. But, it does happen, but you still have to run it as a business. It's not if you are a transactional agent, you will fail. And I fire all those agents that become transactional, where they're living paycheck to paycheck. You have to run it as a business. Some people will want to work with you, and some will not.
So what if I ask you, what are the main reason that realtor fails? Only 10% here in crazy GDM market are doing more than 10 deals. Very few are successful, whereas 62,000 people are, I think, in TREB are licensed here.
Did you say they do 10 deals a year?
Less than 90%, mostly the data tells does less than 10 deals a year. Only 10% are the ones. It can be a little bit off, but this is close as the average, I can tell, that I was seeing different data.
So the average, from what I understand, that a realtor makes, because there are so many part-time agents and there's agents that shouldn't be agents, they make $15,000 a year, which is absolutely insane. And once you pay the tax man, that's zero money. But 90% of realtors also give the top 10% a bad name. And I just don't listen to that, because I know that I'm good and I sell my value. I did 88 deals so far this year. So I couldn't imagine 10 deals. But again, you could do 10 deals, but then the following year is your goal 15, and then the next year 20. So for me, the maximum I did was 118 in 1 year, and I can't do that anymore. I would be exhausting myself. And so, I'm good with around 100, give or take, as long as the income keeps rising every single year.
What is the number one reason, in your opinion, that realtor fails? You can tell me 3, 4 as well.
Sure. I believe that they're transactional, meaning they're living paycheck to paycheck, and they're constantly thinking about themselves instead of the client. So, they're calculating their paycheck. If I sell this house, then this is what I'm going to keep. Absolutely never, ever calculate your commission whatsoever until the deal is firm, completely firm. The money will come as long as you're running it as a business. And consistency, oh my goodness, a lot of realtors will not follow up, so they'll receive a lead one way or another, and then they won't follow up. Yeah. A big mistake that people make is they don't save enough for the tax man, but they also, make some money, spend all of it, and then it's feast or famine in this business. And you have to plan for the consistency and the inconsistency. So today, of course, the market is crazy, but in a normal market, I would tell my agents between November and February, pretend you don't make any money. So how much do you need to save? What are your bills, and how much do you need to survive during those months? And if you have that, and you get, of course you sell real estate, then you're doing well. But if you're going to be feast or famine, it will depress you. And as much as your paycheck goes up and down, your mood will go up and down.
Yes.
Another mistake I used to make is as soon as someone would, message me or call me and say, oh, I want to buy a house, or can you meet with me, or can you show me? No, the answer is no. My favorite word is no. People always want what they can't have. So what I do is I interview, let's say a buyer, let's say they were referred to me. So I will meet with them in my office, not anywhere else. I don't do lunches and I do not do dinners with clients whatsoever at all. And what I do is I interview them, we talk, and I tell them that I will show them 3 to 4 homes based on everything that they're talking about and what they want. And then I'll say, by the end of this, we will either sign a contract or we won't. In this contract, it'll basically show our dedication to working together, and you will let me know if you want to work with me, and I will let you know if I want to work with you, because I always say, I only work with 3 buyers at a time, because I want to give you all my energy and all my, dedication, and I need to know if you're, you want to look at homes in the morning, afternoon, evening, weekends. I need to know this ahead of time. Now, I could be working with 20 buyers at a time, right? But I also have a team. And so what I did now was that buyer, then the first time we end up going to look at houses, he or she will always say, do you have that document? I'd like to work with you. Would you take me on? As opposed to just a realtor being desperate to find buyers. The buyers are there. Another thing that I do is when I used to do open houses, of course, COVID and everything, when a buyer comes into the house, I'm not looking for the buyer, I'm looking for sellers. Because anyone that walks into that house has a house to sell. And so they're in there and they're looking at 10 other open houses. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. So they're looking at 10 other properties and they're interviewing that realtor that they're looking at that house. So what's going to make me different? Giving them a feature sheet? No, trying to book an appointment with them as a seller. Saying to them, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, or whatever their names are, have you sold your home? Have you been looking for a while? Oh, no, but we know what our house value is worth, so we don't really need, anyone's opinion right now. No problem, but you know what? I do have a private inventory of homes as well, and if you were interested, I'd love to take a look at your home. It'll take half an hour. I'll let you know if anything needs to be done to it, and in the meantime, if I have a private buyer, I'll let you know. So now what I've done is potentially gotten a great connection with that person. But buyers,
Yeah, nowadays everybody wants sellers.
well, you know what? Not even I'm not talking about today's market. I'm talking about a real market, like a normal, hard market where, realtors don't realize how hard it actually is because it's been so busy in the last couple of years, right? But a normal market.
So how you see this GTA market is going on? Like inventory is too low and demand is so much. How you see that? Where we're heading to? Like prices are going so up.
Prices are completely skyrocketed, completely unfair. I feel that the people that are suffering the most is that first-time home buyer that overpaid by, anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000 for their home during COVID. So that's where I worry, but I do not see that the market is going to drop at all. I do think that it's going to keep stable and up for at least another year. I don't foresee any type of crash. I do see...
Every time, like we're listening for this crash that
no,
never happens.
There is not going to be a crash. I've been saying this since I've started in my career. There is zero crash coming. So if you're thinking about buying, definitely try your best to get into the market sooner than later. Will it cool down? Yes, maybe in a year, but not the prices. Yeah. Simply maybe more inventory or less multiple offers. But will the prices drop? No, they will not.
So because I'm a marketing person and I do marketing for realtors, so for marketing, what you have done when you join other than talking with your personal circle?
In today's day, social media is a big one. I used to go to a lot of events, where you meet people and instead of giving them your business card, you want to leave an impression. Because if you leave an impression, it's going to be more of an experience than just, a little business card with your face on it. Trying to get connections. I always say you need at least 5 people that will continuously refer you business, and why? They have to believe in you. In my case, they're my mentors, someone who, makes more money than me or is more successful than me or older, has more experience than me, who will constantly refer me business because they know I will do a phenomenal job for them or their friends. What else? I would say, you know, my rule is I contact minimum 10 people a day between Monday and Friday. So, you know, get on the actual phone, and text messages don't count, but you actually call them and talk to them. And it has nothing to do with real estate sometimes. They know I'm a realtor. They will bring it up and they'll talk about the market. But I call them to see how they're doing, or how their daughter in ballet is doing, or how they're dealing with COVID, and if they have any plans. And I want to have that relationship. It's a relationship business. Yeah.
So do you do something like to keep your existing database warm, or do you have?
Yeah, so I mean, whether it's, you know, Thanksgiving gifts or Christmas little gifts or calendars, cards, you know, the emails that I send out once a month or sometimes twice a month, depending on the inventory that we have, phone calls, Mother's Day little cards, Father's Day little cards, you know, things like that.
So you do that yourself, or you have someone?
My team. So I mean, right now they're out delivering gifts.
So what advice you want to give to new realtors?
It's not about spending a lot of money. I had zero money to spend in the very beginning. But it's you can do letters, and you can even hand deliver them to 200 homes, but stay consistent. Those 200 homes better see your face, or a letter from you, or your business card, or hear from you on the phone, you know, every, you know, couple of months, every 6 weeks or so. And after about 2 years is when it really starts coming back to you. But you don't have to spend a lot of money to start that.
And then how about that having a niche or choosing an area? So when you started and you were new, so did you do that, or you were just realtor for all over the Ontario, something like that?
No, I think you do have to specialize. I think it's very important. So when I started, I was 19 years old, and I thought, okay, I can go sell multi-million-dollar homes. I like them. They're beautiful. Let's do this. But I was a child, and I had this man's wife. I was going to join their team, and the wife said to me, you know, Oliviya, I've known you your whole life. Why don't you start with the small stuff? Because those people will relate to you and you'll understand them. And so that's what I did. I started off with, you know, renting basement apartments, and then, you know, renting condos, and then I started selling in condos, and then townhomes, semi-detached, you know, so on and so forth, into the multi-millionaire. And now the most expensive one I've sold in Canada was 20.5 million, and then the lowest is 500 a month, right? So I've done it all. But I think you have to climb your ladder of success. I think you need to know, you know, how to deal with someone for $500,000 house.
So Oliviya, what you say is the difference between a person who want to buy or sell a home that is like, say, 500K and versus 2.5 million?
So the $2.5 million client has already gone through a few realtors and a few homes to get to where they are. So they have a lot more experience, and they might have a lot more money than you. They know more than you a lot of the time. I mean, all this information is accessible on the internet. They need to see that you bring value. They will pay, and they'll pay more, and they will not even worry about commission as long as they see value. It's not that they are more frivolous with their money. They're way smarter with their money than, you know, someone that, you know, might overspend in that $500,000 bracket. But I think that they're more decisive, and you better show them value. So that's the most important thing.
And how about the new buyers or first-time home buyers who are having less budget, if you're dealing with them? So what is the difference?
I think it's really important to teach them. I mean, they don't have all the steps, and every realtor will give them different answers based on their experience. And I think if you want to do well with first-time home buyers, which, by the way, is my favorite thing, favorite client is first-time home buyer, because you get to be part of their first process. And if you teach them, and if you're gentle with them, kind, patient, you know, like I said, the paycheck will come, but those people could be clients for life, and they're part of your first database, and they know people exactly. But you know what? It's just a lot of fun, but really teach them. I think that's the most important thing. And if you don't know something because you're new to real estate, the answers are out there, whether it's through an experienced realtor or through your broker or through the bank or a mortgage broker, but be part of that process with them.
Yeah, I saw that they are very confused most of the time.
Yes.
Because I'm dealing with realtors. And then sometimes you have like only 5 minutes to talk with them, but they want to just share a lot, and then you end up like 45 minutes making them explain why not or how not. And sometimes they're talking with 4 or 5 realtors at the same time. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah.
So to avoid that, I always tell them, give me a chance to, why don't you interview me? And when you tell a seller that or a buyer, they'll say, oh, like, you know, it is a serious job. And, you know, you would interview a lawyer, why aren't you interviewing a realtor? And so if they tell me that, I don't take that as anything scary, but in fact, I encourage it. Interview a realtor that you connect with. That's the most important thing. And then what was your question about? Oh, the realtors, the 5 minutes versus 45 minutes. You know what? I always say to my team, if my buyer or my client or my seller has to ask you a question, you didn't do your job right. Why aren't you telling them all the answers before they ask the question? And that is the most, I'm going to say that is one of the most important things. So, you know, I just went to a listing appointment where these particular people were in their 80s and they have lived in the same house for 40 years. And so, you know, along the year, I saw them a few times and tried to get the listing. And when I finally got it, for me, it was, you know, bam, 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 like I knew what the next steps are. But before I put it on the market, I went and I sat down with them 2 times for 1 hour each time. And I gave them a calendar of the month, and I would say, here's when the pictures are coming, and here's when the cleaning lady's coming, and here's when I need you to move out of your house for a week, and here's when the staging company will remove everything. That's extremely important because, again, if they have to ask you a million questions, you didn't do your job. And if you're getting paid thousands of dollars, do your job right.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, be prepared, like what objections are coming, and if you are asking right questions, they will not be asking more questions.
Exactly.
That's beautiful. So one last thing I want to ask
Sure.
you. If a realtor is new, but he want to start with luxury real estate, he want to sell expensive homes, so is it possible that somebody to start from there, or this is a journey to be there?
I think it is a journey. I mean, did you wake up a millionaire? I mean, if it was handed to you, maybe, but then you don't know the struggles of life and the client that has gone through the struggles of getting to where they are. So, you know, they might be lucky and go through a deal or two, but in some ways, I don't like that, because if they do get lucky, and I've seen this, and I fired people for this as well, you know, they get this huge paycheck, and now they think they're just going to easily sell $1 million homes. And when it doesn't happen, they give up easily. It's the people that are hungry, that want to learn, that end up very successful. The people that have struggled in their lives. I encourage whatever choice they want to make, but it's also a very territorial market. And so, you know, your 10 biggest competitors, what makes them better than you? If you're brand new, now you're swimming with the sharks. There's always room for more sharks, but are you going to be good?
Yeah, there is always room for the best.
Of course, absolutely.
Beautiful. I learned a lot myself as
Good.
well, and I am sure like the people who are watching us talking with each other and sharing all the wisdom,
Yeah.
it will be very helpful for them as well. So you can find Oliviya on social media as well, Oliviya Tarun, right?
Yes,
The full
Oliviya
name is,
Tarun.
and if you have any question, they can directly inbox you, and if you want to share your number for anything, Oliviya, you are more than welcome to
Sure,
share your
absolutely.
number as well.
Do you want me to share it now? Or
Yeah.
Oh, sure. 416-824-5555 or olivia@torrenteam.com.
It was a pleasure, Oliviya, have you, and if you want to add something as a last note.
This week.
I'm just wishing all the potential realtors that are thinking about joining this business, I mean, never say you're going to come into this business to try it. If you're going to go into it, go into it. Don't have a plan B, but treat it as a career, and I wish you all the best with it.
I enjoyed my conversation with Oliviya today a lot, and I hope so you also did that. Let me know, share your comments, inbox me or inbox Oliviya if anything in your mind, and I will be coming with more such episodes in the future. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Want to have your perfect look created by a stylist at the time and place of your convenience? Then you can't afford to miss this special offer. One high-end, branded, made-to-your-taste custom suit, one custom-fit shirt, one silk tie, and 2 stylist visits, all for just $1,800. And for $100 off, use the code HKRealtor22. Give us a call for details at 1855 888 2294. Milan Tailors Made to Measure. we put you in a suit that suits you the best.
Most of the realtors don't know when and from where their next deal is coming from. They are tired and so lost, struggling 24/7. They are working so hard to make and earn so little. They are buying new apps all the time. They are buying expensive marketing solutions to think like that is what they will help them grow fast. So listen, if that's you, this is Oliviya. I'm real estate branding and marketing coach. I help realtors build predictable real estate business using my tailored marketing solutions that are exactly matching to your personality and your vision about your real estate business. If you want to learn how I can help you grow fast in shortest period of time with less stress, go to my website, click on the button. Let's talk about your next right move. And one of my team member or maybe I will connect with you and we will discuss. So because I have limited capacity to serve, don't wait. Go to my website, oliviya.com, and let's talk.